This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So in the yesterday's session, we have seen how to work with the command object and table object in smart forms. Okay. We have displayed the internal table content in the form of table. And as part of the table, we have considered the header and what footer. And as part of the table main area, we have created the command object to implement what? Conditional page break. Means in every page, we need to display maximum of what? 5 records. Okay, that is what the logic we wrote as part of the command object. Okay, right. So let us see one more example on the table. And so far, in all the 4 examples, what we have discussed earlier in smart form, we are working with only one default window called as main window. Okay. Now let us see how to work with multiple windows, and as we will see how to display an image in the smartphone window and also how to work with multiple windows. So this is the requirement. Our smartphone should contain what? 4 windows. In one window, we should display the sales document header data. Okay, this is sales document header data. So I need to display some 4 to 5 columns. Sales document number, creation date, creation time, and created by. And we need to display a logo, and we should display the item data. Each sales document might contain what? Multiple line items. So we should display the line items. So in the table header, we should display the column headings. In the table body, we should display the actual item data. And in the table footer, I should do the sum of this particular net value. Okay, each sales document might contain multiple line items, and each line item will contain a price. Okay, so I should do the sum of that price and display that sum total as part of a table footer. And I should take one more window to display the page number, page footer. Okay, so this is a requirement. We should have 4 windows, and so far we are passing the parameter to the smartphone. We are passing sales document number, or we have passed a range of sales document number, and within the smartphone itself, we wrote the select query, and we fetch the required data. Now I'll do reverse. I'll retrieve the data in the driver program. From the driver program, I will pass the header data, as well as the item data. So far, we have written the select query at the smartphone level. Now I'll write the select query in the driver program. So what is the data I need to display in the smartphone? Sales document header data, sales document item data. Okay, so this header data I'll retrieve into a work area. Item data means probably you'll have multiple records. So that item data also I'll retrieve in the driver program. I'll pass that header data as well as item data as a parameter to the smartphone. Means I'm not going to write any select statement in the smartphone level. Let us write it in the driver program, and then we'll display this. This is the requirement. Okay. So I should display the sales document header data. This is a logo, and this is a item data, and I'll display the page footer. Right. So what I'll do is, so to this smart form, what is that to pass the header data and item data for display. So that header data and item data, I'm going to retrieve it where? In the driver program itself. So first what I'll do is, so to the smart form, I need to pass what? 2 parameters. I need to pass 2 parameters. One parameter referring to the header data, another parameter referring to what? Item data. So in the smart form level, if you observe, if you go to smart forms, you deal with parameters in the smart form in the form interface. right? In the form interface section, we'll deal with the parameters. So far in the import section, we are in the import section or in the tables. If you want to deal with internal tables, we are passing in what tables. So here we are referring to the table field, or we are referring to the data element. Similarly, here also, what is that I have to pass? Header data and what? Item data. So header data is basically a work area, because you have only one record for each sales document. Item data, I should go for internal table. So I should declare one parameter in the import section and another parameter in what? Tables section for showing the item data. Understood? Header data and item data, right? So, and whatever we refer here, it should be what? Either table field, it should be either data element, or it should be global structures. If you want to refer to the work areas or internal tables, it should be global structures. So what I'll do is, since I have to pass header data referring to these four columns and item data referring to this four columns, let us create some global structures first. Okay, so I'll go to, if you go to SC11, what are the fields in VBAK table I want to consider? One is VBLN, ERDAT, ERZDT, and ERNAM. These are the four fields I want to consider. What are the data elements? Webler underscore VA, ERDAT, ERZDT, and ER what? NAM, ERNAM. These are the four columns. Let us consider. Similarly, from the item table, from the VBAP table, what are the four columns we need to consider? Sales document number, item number, material number, and what? Net value. So Webler underscore VA, POS underscore VA, material number, and what is the other field? NET WR. Okay. The data element NET WR underscore AP, which is the currency. If you are referring to a currency field, we need to provide the currency and quantity reference table and reference field. So for this NET WR, what is the reference table and reference field they are referring? VBAP table, and what is the field? WAERK. WAERK, right? So the data element is also same. So keeping this fields in mind, I'll create the structures. Why I'm creating the structures? Because in the smart form, what are the parameters we are referring? It should be either individual table fields, or it should be data elements, or it should be a global structures. Then only it will recognize. So keeping this in mind, I'll create the global structures. I'll go to Abap dictionary, SC11. I'll create the structure name as something ZC VBAK. Is it already there? It is not there. So let me try to create the structure ZC VBAK. Create. What you have to create? Structure. I'll provide some description. Custom structure for VBAK. What are the fields you want? VBLN types, VBLN underscore VA. Then I'll take another field ERDAT. What is the data element? ERZT. I have collected this data elements from VBAK table. Go to VBAK table and collect the data elements of these fields. Then ERNAM types ERNAM. So already we know how to create the structure. So I've created the structure here. Okay, done. Let me save it. Okay, I'll choose extras, enhancement category. I'll choose this. Done, save it. Check for the syntax error. Activate your structure. Structure is activated. The structure contains what? Four fields. Sales document number, date, time, and name of the person. I'll create another structure. ZCVBAP. Create. Again, I'll create what structure? Provide some description. Custom structure for VBAP. What are the fields you want? Weblen types on underscore VA. Then I'll take item POSNR. What is the data element? POSNR underscore VA. Material number. What is this material number? Then NETWR AK. Collect this data elements from VBAP table. Yeah. Okay, so this NWR field is referring to this data element. What is the data type here? Currency. So already we have seen in dictionary what objects. If your table or structure contains any currency or quantity fields, we must specify the reference table and reference field. So when I do syntax check here, yeah, I'm getting an error. First enhancement category is missing. Let me provide the enhancement category, extras enhancement category. Yeah, I'll choose this, done. Save it. Okay, check for the syntax. What is saying here? For the field NETWR, you have to specify the reference table and what? Reference field. So how do you specify? Somewhere here only. Understood. For this part, if I go to this currency and quantity fields, here you have to specify the reference table and reference field. So what is the reference data for currency? Quantity, currency key. So in the VBAP table also, what is the reference table they are referring? Same table. What is the reference field? WAERK. WAERK. What is the data element of this WAERK? CUKY, currency key. Understood? If any table field or structure field contains currency field, we must specify the reference table and reference field. The data type of the reference field should be CUKY, currency key. Already we know this in dictionary objects. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Activate your structure. So I created two structures. One is ZCVBAK and another is ZCVBA. Any questions so far? Right. So I created what? Two structures. Created two structures. Now let us create the smart form. So what is the agenda? I need to fetch the required data in the driver program itself. From the driver program, we need to pass the data. So what is the data I have to display in the smart form? One is sales document header data, another is sales document item data. Okay. So I need to specify these two parameters in the smart form level. So let us create the smart form. In the form attributes, I'll give the description. Some description, multiple windows, logo, and what tables. Some description. In the form interface. Okay, so what is that I have to pass? One is header data. There is what item data. So in the import section, header data is basically a work area. So how do you pass work area as parameter in the function model? Through the import section. So in the import section, I'll give the parameter name as something I underscore, or else I'll give the parameter as something, yeah, I underscore, or let me give the parameter name as something GS underscore VBAK. Okay, the work area I created ZC VBAK. Understood? I'm referring to the structure. I'm referring to the structure. So far, we are referring either to the individual field or we are referring to the data. If you want to refer to only one field, I'm referring to structure. So I can call this parameter as what? Work area. No? I can call this as work area. I'll give the parameter name as I underscore VBAK. No problem. Done. I underscore VBAK type structure. So I can call this parameter as a work area because it's referring to what? Structure. Then I have to pass the item data. Na? So obviously item data will be what? An internal table because you'll have multiple records. So how do you deal with internal tables as parameters in function model in the tables section? So in the tables section, I'll give the parameter name as T underscore VBAP. If I say type, I should refer to the table type. Already we have seen that day before yesterday. So instead of using type, since I'm going to refer to a structure, I have to use what like. Understood? If you're referring to a structure, I have to use like operator. If you are referring to a table type, you have to use type statement. Type, what is the structure name? ZC VBA. Can we call this parameter as a internal table? Yes. Anything declared in the tables section is nothing but what? Internal table. Okay, so we are passing what? Two parameters. One is work area, which we specified in the import section, and there is internal table, which we specified in the table section. Two parameters. Done. Save it, check. Yeah, check for the syntax. None. Right? Any questions up to this point? Okay. So we have passed two parameters. One is work area, another is what? Internal table. Work area, another is what? Internal table. Done. Now what I'll do, by default in the page, you'll have one window called main window. So main window, I will use the main window to display the item data because I may have multiple records. It might extend it to multiple pages. If I'm having 100 line items, right? So 100 line items cannot be shown in one page. It should get extended to what? Multiple pages. So in the main window, always you will show the content which can be extended to what? Multiple pages. So by default, you have what? One window. What is that window type? Main window. Now, since I want overall how many windows? Four windows. In one window, I have to show the header data, another window logo, another window, what is this? Item data, and this is the page footer. So overall, I require four windows. So what I'll do, I'll right click on the page, window. I'm trying to create another window. What is the window type here? Secondary window. We will have only one main window, but we can have any number of what? Secondary windows. Okay. So I'll give the window name. What is the window name it has proposed here? Percentage window one. If you want to give the meaningful name, I'll give it as something sales header. Window name is sales header. I'll give the description as something sales header data window. The window type secondary window. This is the main window. I'll give a window name as something, what is that? Sales items, I'll say. Sales items window. This is what is the window type? Main window. Then I require two more windows now. I'll right click on the page, create one window. Yeah, I'll give the window name as, let me give it as something logo. I'll give the description as what? What is the window type? Secondary window. Then I'll right click on the page, create another window. I'll give the window name as something meaningful name, footer. I'll give the description as footer window. What is the window type? Secondary window. So my page contains overall four windows. One is default window. The window type is what? Main window. I created three what? Secondary windows. All these are secondary windows. Okay. So I need to adjust this accordingly on the layout now. This is the structure, the format I want. So what I'll do, I'll click on form painter, right? So this is my sales items, all this. Let me reduce the size. This is my header. This is my main window. I'll just decrease the size. This is my header window. This is the logo window. I'll just adjust it accordingly. Right? This is my logo window. Then footer window. This is my main window. I'll take the footer window. I'll just hold the space bar and I'll drag it and scroll down and drop it here. This is my footer, right? So I've done the proper alignment. So if I make this as 50%, so I can observe here like this. So accordingly, you do it. Okay. So this is form painter. So overall, we have got 4 windows. Understood. So on the layout, I have formatted it accordingly. Here also, let me put it in the sequence. Footer window, I wanted the last. This can be any sequence, no issues here, but for our convenience, yeah, first I'm putting sales header window, logo window, and then what main window, and then what footer. Done. Right? So we have designed what 4 windows. Next, let us focus on the sales document header data. Here I should display the header data. Na? So what is the parameter which is going to carry the sales document header data? I underscore VBAK, which is referring to the structure which has got 4 fields. Okay. So what I'll do in the sales or header window here, I have to show the content. How do you show the content? You have to create the text element. Na? So I'll right click on the sales header window, create what? Text element. A text element got created. Okay. So here you can put the text here. Okay, I'll go to a change editor. Okay, I'll choose go to change editor. Let's see here. I'll give some text. Sales document header data. Sales document. What is the parameter? How do you enclose? How do you refer to the values of the field? You have to put that symbol in what ampersand. Ampersand I underscore VBAK hyphen what weblet. Then I'll say creation date. I underscore VBAK hyphen ERDAT. Creation time percent I underscore VBAK hyphen ERZAT. Created by percent I underscore VBAK hyphen ERNA. So this is my header data which are displayed in the first window. That is secondary window. This is the date. Window size is not sufficient means I'll just go to form painter and just increase the size. Save it. Right, this is my what sales order header data window. We are displaying the data from the work area which are passing. Okay. Now check for the syntax errors, no errors. So we are done with this header window. Next, here I should display the logo. So to display the logo in the smartphone, first of all you have to upload the logo. Understood? You have to upload the logo to the SAP system. Then we can display it in the smartphone. Because so generally what you will do is if you take any business documents, you'll have the company logo. No? If you take our mobile bill, okay, you'll have the company logo. Okay, so here also the company logo needs to be uploaded. So the logo will be given to us. We have to upload it and we will display. So on my desktop, okay, I'm having one file here. This is a file, butterfly image. Okay, butterfly image. Go to properties. What is that image here? BMP, bitmap image. It can be any image. So what is this here? Butterfly IMG. It's a bitmap picture. So I have to upload it to the SAP system so that I can display it in what? Smartphone. Okay, so this I assume the logo. Okay, this is the logo I want to display. Okay, this is the logo I want to display. Upload it. How do you upload it? We have a T code called as SC78. SC78. So I'll go to SC78, SC78 transaction code, right? So you'll get this administration of form graphics. Under form graphics, under stored on document server, under graphics, we have what? Bitmap images. Am I clear? Bitmap image. So if I double click on this bitmap image, so what I have to do is I have to choose color here. It's color image only. Understood? Under form graphics, under stored on document server, under graphics, if I double click on bitmap image, choose the appropriate radio button. In my case, it is color image. I'll choose color bitmap image. And you can see here on the application toolbar, there is a button called as import. Understood? Double click on the bitmap image, choose the appropriate radio button, click on the import button, which is there on the application toolbar. If I click on this, yeah, it is asking the path of the file, right? Where it is available on my desktop now. Oh, this is, I've showed on my system, but this is a remote system. On the remote system, do I have any images here? No, I don't have the image here. I don't have the image. So this is a remote system. Okay, so I should keep the image on my system here. So what I'll do is, right, so since I don't have image, so you need not worry about that. In the real time, the image will be available on the system. Just you have to upload it. So here in this case, I have to copy it from my local system to the remote system. So since it is not there on my desktop, let me try to upload it. I'll upload it. Just observe.
This conference will now be recorded.
Let's see here on my desktop, I'm having one image. Understood? So we have to ensure that a image is available. This image I need to upload it. So what is the name of the image? Butterfly IMG. Okay. So let me upload it to SAP system. How do I upload? I have to use what T code? SC78. So how to create this image? It is not our headache. In the real time, the logo will be given to us. It will be available on your desktop or on some drive, C drive or whatever it is. Our job is only to upload and display, not to how to create this image. Okay, we are not designers. Okay, it is taken care by designers. They'll design the logo and that logo will be given to us. So now I'll upload by using what? SC78. So if I go to SC78, yeah, under what? Form graphics. Make clear? Under form graphics, under stored on document server, under graphics, double click on the bitmap image. Since it is a color image, I'll choose the radio button color bitmap image. On the application toolbar, we have the import button. Click on the import button. It is asking the path of the file. So I'll browse this. It is there on my desktop. So I'll just choose this butterfly image. Done. Okay, so what is the path? C drive desktop butterfly img.bmp. With what name you want to upload? Understood? When you are uploading, that image should have some name. So I'll give that. You can give any name. I'll give it as something Z butterfly. Some name I'll give Z butterfly. I'll give some description. What is the name of this? Z butterfly. That's all. Just provide some unique name. The path of the file is this one. Provide some unique identification, provide some description, continue. The system is trying to access the file. Do you want to allow? Yes. Yeah, I can see it. Graphic was what? Imported. What is that? With what name it is imported? Z butterfly. Z butterfly is the name of the. So first what you have to do, whichever image, whichever logo you want to display, you identify that particular image. So the designers will create that logo and it will be given to us. It will be there on your system. Our job is you have to upload it. How do you upload? By using the transaction code SE78. I uploaded it with some unique name Z butterfly. Now to display it in this window, make clear. I need to display it in this logo window. So in the smart form level, yeah, this is my logo window. Here I should display the image. So far to display any content, we are creating the text object now. We are creating the text object. Now in this window, I should display the logo graphic. So I'll right click on this logo window. I'll say create. What is this? Graphic object. Right click on the logo window, create what? Graphic object. A graphic object got created. Okay. So here, if you want to change the name, you change. What is the name? With what name it is uploaded? Z butterfly. So when I browse this, yeah, it is a color only. Am I clear? So in the graphic object level, in the general attributes tab, it is asking the name. Browse this. It is a color only. So I'll select the checkbox color bitmap image, execute and check. It will show all the images available. With what name I uploaded Z butterfly? So Z na somewhere at the end of my. Yeah, or is it Z butterfly? Okay, Z butterfly. Choose this. Okay, what is the object? It is showing graphics. What is the ID? Bitmap color only. Resolution. Okay, and the resolution is something 150 dots per inch. Means the pixels, all those. Okay, some measurement you give it. 150 dots per inch. Okay, that's all. So graphic object is successfully uploaded. Save it. Check for the syntax. No errors. Is it clear? So how do you display the image in the smartphone? First you have to upload by using SE78. Then in whichever window you want to display, you need to right click and create the graphic object. As part of the graphic object, you associate the image. Yeah, any questions up to this point? Excuse me 1 second. Yeah. So what you have to do here, you have to next for let us focus on this window. This is a main window now where I should display the item data in the tabular what format. I should display the item data in the tabular format. So we upload it done. So header window is over, logo window is over. Okay. Next, as part of this, okay, let us focus on this first footer window. I'll take this footer window. Here I should display some text like page number. So what I'll do here, I'll go to this footer window. I will display the page number now. So if it is a report program, how do you refer to the page number? We can use a system field SY-PAG number. SY-PAG number. So right click on the footer window, create what? Text. Okay, right click on the footer window, create the text object. Here as part of this text object, I'll go To display what the page number. So I think already I covered day before yesterday. In smart forms also we have smart form related system fields which starts with SFSY. It starts with SFSY. How do you check it? If you click on this field list on or off, the application toolbar, if you click on this button field list on or off, at the bottom you can see we have what? System fields. All the system fields starts with an SFSY. So in this you can see we have field what page, right? I can refer to this system field page. So I'll just close this. I'll go to the text object. I'll go to the editor. So here I want to show the page number. So I'll just go to change editor. Page number. Okay, ampersand SFSY hyphen what page. Okay. So I'm displaying the page number. Go back. So footer window is also completed. No errors as of now. Right? So remember, I have not written any select query at the smartphone level. We are going to retrieve the required data in the driver program. That data we are passing it through what? The import and table section. One is a work area and it is internal table. Now let us focus on this item window where I should display the item data in the tabular format. Understood? In the tabular format. Okay. So what is the parameter which is carrying the item data in the form interface already we declared? What is the parameter? T underscore VBA. T underscore VBA. Okay. So in order to display this item data, I require a work area. No? I require because this is an internal table. So I need to declare a work area of type what? ZCVBA. How to declare work area here? In the global definitions, I'll say T underscore VBAP ZC VBAP, which has got some four fields. W underscore VBAP type ZC VBAP. Let me save it. Done. Now I'll go to the sales item window. I'll right click on this. I have to display the data in the tabular format. Now. If you just want to display the data from the internal table, I can directly create what? Loop objects. I can specify the internal table and work area. In the work area, I can create the text element. I can display the content from the work area. But since I want in the tabular format, right, I'll right click on this and I'll say create what? Create what? Table. Yesterday also we created the table. Whenever we create the table, what happens? Three objects gets created as part of the table. Three sub objects: header, main area, and footer. So when I try to create the what is this window type? Main window, right? So I'll right click on this, create what? Table. So three objects got created. Okay. So in the table level, yesterday in the table type we have seen by default we have one line type which is having one cell. So if you see this here, yesterday we have taken only one line type, but here I require two line types. So if you see the header, how many cells I require? Four. Body also requires same four cells. So I can create one line type which is associated with four cells. In the footer, I want this only as one cell only. So I require one more line type which contains only what one cell. Yesterday we are not considered the footer. We have considered only the header and what body. So here I want to consider header, body and footer. In the header and body, I want same number of cells. That is four. In the footer, I want only what one cell. Okay. So for that reason, by default, you have one line type which has got one cell. I'll rename this for my convenience. I'll write understood in the table object level. In the table tab, I'll right click on this percentage table, rename line. I'll rename it to line type 1. Anything you can rename. It's not compulsory to rename also. But for our easy understanding, I'm renaming it to line type 1. How many cells it is having by default? Only one cell. Let me divide that into four cells. How to divide that into cells? I can click on this pencil icon, draw a line. Understood? In the table tab only, we have the button what? Draw rows and columns. Click on the pencil icon and draw it. Understood. So if you want to control the width for each cell, yes, I think I've shown you. Click on what? Details button. So the table width is 18.33 centimeter. It has what? 3.21, 3.21, so on. So table width is what? 1833 centimeter. Might be the window width is also same. If you go to the window level, if you go to output options, yeah, what is this window width? 1833 centimeter. Understood? So because of that, it is giving like that. Clear? So I'll do one thing. Let me give the window width as only 18 centimeter. Window width as only 18 centimeter. I'll come back to the table. Right? In the table tab, I'll go to the this also I should give it as what? 18 only. 18, and this I'll give equal size. Let me give it as uh, 4.5. This also 4.5. 4.5 equal width I will say 4 comma 5. Actually it's 4.5 only, but because of the system setting it is not accepting dot and being comma. Right, so overall how many? 4.5 into 4, 18. Okay, done. So this is my line type. I'm reserving what? Equal width for each cell. Then I require one more line type now, which has got only one cell. So how do I create one more line type? I'll right click on this, insert empty line above. Understood? Right click on this existing line type, insert empty line above or empty line below. I can go for anything. I'll go for empty line below. So one more line type got created. By default only one cell. For my convenience, I'll rename this. Right click on this. I'll rename this line. As part of table object, in the table tab, we created two line types, line type 1 and line type 2. Line type 1 has got 4 cells. Line type 2 has got only one cell by default. Understood? So for this line type, I have drawn 4 cells. I control the width of each cell by going to what? Details button. So go to details button and control that like this. Okay, right. So save it. Check for the syntax. I'm getting name of the internal table must be specified. So as part of table object level, in the data tab, I have to specify the internal table. What is that? T underscore what? VBAP into what is the work area? W underscore VBA. So I specified the internal table and what? Work area. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. No error so far. Yeah. Any questions up to this point? So we have done with the table and data tab. Okay, so I specify the internal table. Next, what you have to do, yeah, in the header, I should display the header data, column headings. No? So I'll right click on the header, should contain how many cells? 4 cells. So which line type I should consider? Line type 1. No? I'll right click on the header, I'll say create what? Table line, create table line. Okay, it is asking on which line type you want to create the table line. Since I want 4 cells, I'll go for what? Line type 1, which has got 4 cells. No? So if the moment I choose this, what happened? 4 cell objects got created. Under each cell, I have to create the text element. I have to show the column heading. No? So right click on cell 1, create what? Text. Okay, in the click on this in the general attributes. Understood? In the text object level, in the general attributes, I need to associate the text. Here only I can directly type. So then I'll right click on cell 2, create what? Text object. Then I'll right click on cell 3, create text object. I'll give the text object as something time. Then I'll right click on cell 4, create what? Text object. Let me give it as person. So 4 cell objects got created. Save it. Okay. Cell objects. Under each cell object, I created the text object. Done. Then in the main area, I should display the data from the internal table. No? Understood. So what I'll do is, as part of this main area also, I'll create what? One table line. Yeah. So see here. Right click on the main area, create one table line. What is the line type? Here also I want 4 cells. No? So 4 cell objects got created. Under each cell, I should display the data from the work area. No? Already we specified the internal table and work area. What is the work area? W underscore VBAP. No? At the table object level, somewhere in the data tab, I think. I specify the work area is W underscore VBAP. So under each cell, I'll right click and I'll say create what? Text. Should create text. A text object gets created. I can go to editor and do it, or else click on what? Insert field. What is the field you want? Ampersand W underscore VBAP hyphen Veblen. Similarly, I'll right click on cell 6. Create what? Text object. Create text object. Here also I'll say insert field. What is the next field? Ampersand VBAP hyphen item number PYSNR. Then again right click on cell 7. Create what? Text object. A text object gets created. As part of this text object, again I'll insert the field. What is the next field? METNR, material number, METNR. Then again select, right click on this, create what? Text object. Right, create the text object. I'll click on what? Insert field. Ampersand W underscore VBAP hyphen. What is the next field? Last field, NETWR. Created what? 4 fields. I created 4 fields. Done. Then in the footer, the table footer, what you have to do? I should do the sum total of this net value now. Which I should do the sum total of this net value. So what I'll do is, for calculating the sum total, I'll declare a variable. So I'll go to global definitions. Somewhere here, declare a variable. 1 second. Declare a variable. Let me give the variable name as v underscore total VBAP NETWR. VBAP NETWR. Now what I'll do is, yeah. So I should calculate the sum total of NETWR and I should do the sum, I should give that sum total at the end of the loop. In the table footer I have to display. So what I'll do is, as part of table object, we have another tab here, calculations. In the table tab, we have created the line types. In data tab, we specify the internal table and work area. Day before yesterday, we have seen this event on sort begin and events on sort end also. Now, in the table object level only, we have the calculations tab. Go to calculations tab. Here, operation, I'll give it as a total. Field name, okay, field name, which field I have to do the total? This fourth field which is coming in the work area, w underscore vbap hyphen netwr. Give the field name as w underscore vbap hyphen nwr. Okay, target field name, where you have to store the total. I declare just now one variable v underscore total. When you want the total time, I'll give the time as what? After loop. After. So it will automatically what? Understood? This also gets executed for every iteration. Should we are looping the internal table for every iteration, it will do the sum of this and store that sum in which field? V underscore total. It gives that value for us when after the loop. Now I'll go to the table footer. Listen, go to the table footer, right? So in the table footer, how many cells I require? Only one cell. So we have one line type for that. So that's what in the calculations tab I mentioned this. Now in the footer, not table footer, not this footer, table footer, create what? Table line. Which table line? I'll go for line type 2, which has got only one cell. So cell object got created. Okay, now as part of this, okay, I'll give the total. So I'll right click on the cell object, create what? Text. Right. So in the general attributes, tab, I'll display the sum total. So what is the variable which is carrying that sum total? V underscore total. So I'll go to editor, change editor. I'll give some text. What is the variable I need to refer? V underscore total. Okay, so the important point is I declared one variable V underscore total types on. So what is the agenda here? For every iteration, I should do the sum total and I have to give that sum total at the end of the loop after all the line items are completed. So I declared a variable for holding the total as part of the table object in the calculations tab. What is the operation you want to give? Sum total, field name, which field in the loop, which field I have to do the sum. Any WR only, each record will come to work area. So I have to give a field name like this. After doing the sum, where you want to store that? In which variable? V underscore total. When you want that value to be available after the loop. So as part of the footer, then this footer gets executed once the main area is completed, once the loop is completed. So in the table footer, we are displaying the sum total. That's all. Okay, let's see whether it works or not. Save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Activate this. I'm trying to activate the smart form. Yes, smart form is activated, but I got some error. Field W underscore VBAPF and Webler has no defined value. So I'm getting some warnings. All these are what warnings. So to avoid these warnings, what I'll do, this W underscore VBAP also, I'll try to declare in the initialization. So you have to initialize it. So in the global definitions, in the initialization tab, I'll just return the output parameters W and save it. Check for the syntax error. Now I got V underscore total. Here also, just specify that in the total. Save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Activate this. That's all. The smart form is activated successfully. Understood? It will initialize to default values. Then I can start using. So we are done with our table creation. All this. Any queries up to this? Now what you have to do, we need to write the driver program to call this particular smart form. So in the driver program, what you have to do, we have to read sales document number as input. You have to get the header date and item data for that and pass it to what? Your smart form. So let me copy the previous program. Form 4 and copy it to that's the same sequence as form 5. Do the necessary changes. So let me accept Weblen from the user. P underscore Weblen type VBAK-Weblen. What I require, I need to get the header data and item data. So For header data, you require work area. For item data, I require internal table. Let me declare that data. I'll declare a work area. Data, also something W underscore VBA. The structure I created, ZC VBA. So I'm referring to the structure, so I can call this as work area. Then I require an internal table. I'll give the internal table name as something GT underscore VBA table of ZC VBA. Understood? So this is the work area and this is the internal table referring to that custom structures which we created. So what I'll do now in the starter selection, first I'll get the header data. Okay, so select single. Header data means only single record. Na? What is the field? So I'm writing the select query in the driver program. Select single weblen ERDAT, ERZET, ERNAM from VBAK into what is the work area? W underscore VBAK where weblen equal to the input value P underscore weblen. If size of RC equal to 0, if the item data is available, try to get the the header data is available, try to get the item data. Item data means you'll have multiple records, no? So I should retrieve into internal table. If it is single record, I have to use select single, I have to put it in the work area. So select single VBLN item number, material number, NETWR from VBAP into table. What is the internal table? T underscore VBAP, sorry, not T underscore VBAP where weblen equal to P underscore weblen. Okay, that's it. If size of RC equal to 0, if the item data is available, understood? If item data is available, then I'll get the smart form function module. Get the smart form function module name. Okay, so what is the smart form name? ZS form file. Done. Okay, I'll close the blocks here. If V underscore F name is not initial, now I have to call the smart form function model. What is the signature of the smart form function model? Yes, in the import section, we have one parameter I underscore VBAK. In the tables section, we have the parameter T underscore VBAP. So let us pass it. So call the smart form function model exporting I underscore VBAK equal to what is the work area I prepared? W underscore VBAK. Then tables remains tables. What is the parameter T underscore VBAP equal to GT underscore VBAP? That's all. Done. Save it, check for the syntax, incorrect nesting. Why? I opened two blocks here. So let me use a pretty printer for proper alignment. Done. Save it, check for the syntax, activate. What is the approach I followed here? What is the agenda? What are the required data you want to display in the smart form? That data I want to fetch it in the driver program. So far in the earlier examples, based on the parameter, we are fetching the data at the smart form level. Now here, we are reading the input from the user in the driver program. Based on that input only, I am getting what? First, I am getting the what? Sales document header data. Header data means you have only single record for each sales document, so I have to use select single. If the header data is available, I am getting what? Sales document item data. Get sales document item data. If the item data is available, I am getting the smart form function model name dynamically. How do you get it? You have to pass this, we have to call which function model, assess the function model name, which takes the smart form name as input, returns associated function model. So any exceptions are there, we are handling it. So once I get the smart form function model, blindly we should not call. What is the signature of the smart form? It has got one mandatory import parameter which is referring to a work area and one mandatory internal table which is referring to what? ZCVBA. Anyhow, we have the required parameters in my program, so I'm passing that. Import becomes export, tables remains what? Tables. That's it. Okay, let us execute this. When I say F8, yeah, I'll pass the sales document number as 30. Execute. Okay, what is this? LP01. I may get some error. Let's see that. What is that? Reference field W underscore VBAP unknown in the form. The problem is in the smart form level, we have declared a work area ZCVBAP. In that we have referring to NETWR. Somewhere in the main area, we are referring to what? NETWR, this field. NETWR is what field? Currency field. So at the smartphone level also, if you are dealing with any currency or quantity fields, you have to specify the reference table and reference field. So what I'll do is, in the global definitions, I'll declare one variable v underscore WERK AP-WERK. What is the data type of this WERK? CUK, currency key. So what is that I did? In the global data, I declared a variable v underscore WERK type, so on. So we are having the problem in that NETWR field. So in the global definitions only, we have a tab what? Currency slash quantity fields. Go to this, and here give that particular field name where you are having the problem. W underscore VBAP hyphen NWR. Reference field is what? What is the field I declared? W underscore ER. V underscore WERK is referring to what? It is referring to what? VBAP WERK. What is the data type of this? Currency key. So we are telling SAP that we are having the problem in this field whose data type is currency. I need to refer to a field whose data type is what? Currency key. So this variable is referring to currency key field only now. So that's the adjustment here. Save it, check for the syntax error, activate the smart form. Smart form is what? Activated. Let us execute. So when I execute, I'll get the sales document number as 30. Execute. LP01 print preview. Yeah, I got the data. Okay, I got the header data. This is the image and this is item data, but I am not getting the tabular format kind of. So make the necessary adjustments here. Go to this in the table tab. We have what? Pattern. Select pattern. Right, and click on display framed patterns. I'll click on this. Yeah, done. Let me save. Check for the syntax. Activate this. Okay, let me execute. LP01 print. Yes. Okay, so I got the header data, I got the image, I got the tabular data. This is the header and this is the main area, this is the footer. And at the last, I get the page number, the page footer, only one page. If you have multiple line items, it might extend to what? Multiple ways. So 4,500 plus 0 is again what? 4,500. So if you scroll down, you can see I got what? Page number 1. If multiple pages are generated, I would have got page number 1, 2 kind of thing. Okay, so this is how we'll display the image, and this is how we'll get the data in the driver program and we'll pass it. Yeah, any questions here? Okay, so practice this. Tomorrow I want to take the class. Is it fine? Tomorrow same time, morning also. Most of you, anyway, some of you are not attending regularly. So is it fine with everyone if I take the session tomorrow? Same time around 6:15. Yes, is it fine with everyone? So we'll have the session tomorrow, same time, morning. We'll see another example in what? Smartphone. Okay. Sure. So practice this. If any doubts are there, you can ask me tomorrow. Right. Sure. I'm lined off. We'll continue tomorrow.